Kwanzaa. I'm going to say Christmas. Hope you had a nice Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, that stuff. How was yours, Jess?
It was really nice. I got to see family that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I also got to meet some new family members, so that was really cool.
The coolest thing is I didn't have to see any toxic family members, and I didn't feel like checking in, and I'm good.
That's important.
Yeah, I'm great.
I do think it's important to be able to cultivate what family means to you and who is in your family.
Yeah.
And I'm also a person that believes like if somebody is toxic and it's not healthy for you to be
That's
around
all
them.
Of them. That's all of them, girl.
Life's too short.
Yeah. I just went and bought a whole bunch of Fenty lip gloss and lost my mind.
It's so good. I have like the hot chocolate one.
You know, that's the only one I didn't get. Marcia got it instead, but then I got all these other colors, right?
I want to try. Ooh. So this is my, like, you see it's almost gone, right?
Ooh, that's the hot chocolate?
So good. Let me put it on. I'm going to be like you.
Yeah. I want that one.
It's so good. I want to get the clear one.
It looks,
clear one too.
Oh, I have it. It's clear. No, okay, so it's yellow, but it looks like lemonade. But when it goes on, it's like a nude gloss. It's so pretty. Ooh. So it's next to the hot chocolate. It's part of the new release.
Ooh. Yeah,
I got a bunch of them.
They have a red one.
They do.
I don't know if I like red like gloss. I like red matte. Like,
but it works.
Red matte.
My baby come out with the suitcase.
Oh.
Family.
Wow.
They don't even know it existed.
Oh, wow.
I've been spending 12 hours digging through the house.
Wow. Hi, Dave. Hey. Oh, I got this one, too. This one, I don't know. Look at that. Check that out. That's hot, right? Nice.
Yes. Ooh.
Then I got this other one that's like kind of look like lemonade.
Is this the one that you have on? Or
yes.
This one?
That one. Ooh, wait. But wait, this is it. That's the one that looks
like... This one you're talking about?
Yeah, but it goes on clear.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I got to get the hot chocolate.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get this one.
I have to get the hot chocolate. So that's how I celebrated my Christmas with lip gloss, because I think I have cool lips and I rock it. And my mouth is my money on the right terms, people. Shut up. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we're going to holla back tonight, folks. And I want you to holla back in 202-588-0893. That's your mic right there, boo. And we want to talk about health because, on a sad note, sending love to my family. I lost my niece this week. Cancer, very young. So I'm sending some shout outs to the Lopez family and Karen and Carla and Consuela and everyone. I love you. Then we lost Black Indian this week. Heartbreaking, amazing MC. Definitely a pioneer in the DC area. I've known him for it has to be like 25 plus years. And that kidney is something else. Let's talk real quick. We're going to holler back. And I want people to chime in at 202-588-0893. So I celebrate both of them, and this show is dedicated to both of them. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to holler back about that, and we're going to talk to my man Dave, and we're just going to have a good time. So, at the end of the day, all right, everybody making these jokes about chickens, right? Like, the chicken, the eggs expensive. The best thing you could do is not eat eggs anyway. All right, let's talk about that. Now I'm seeing a post, and I was in the store, and the Hellmann's mayonnaise is $8.99. And what does mayonnaise do for your? What does it do?
Don't ask me. I actually don't necessarily like it. I don't like to see it in my food.
Mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we know that unnecessary items are the price is going up, so what's the purpose of feeling bad? You don't buy it. Eat mustard.
I actually haven't had eggs.
Yeah.
I want to say if it hasn't been a full year, it's been several months that I haven't eaten any eggs. And then now that it's expensive, I'm just like, well, I already wasn't eating it. There's no point of me.
Let me tell you something. Kidney failure and colon. Joe had an issue with his colon. Not getting along. I still ordered a kit. Found out he had a big giant mass tumor, cancer tumor sitting right there. They removed it, took 20% of his colon off and all that good stuff. And yeah, my thing is the way he ate. You eat a whole pizza, then he'll follow up with a whole half a gallon of ice cream. Then he would do like a little whoop-de-doo and get a quarter of a piece of cake. You know what I'm saying? And then it was a mess. But now he's plant-based and he's eating healthy. He doesn't want to die. Now check this out. Fife Dog and I had a conversation a year before he passed away. And he's diabetic, so he was eating all the sugar. And he was like, Noodles, I'm not going to stop eating what I like to eat. Like, my thing is hey, can you give Dave some love on the mic? It can become real frustrating when you have that second chance and you just don't take advantage of it. And I'm looking at the African American and the Latino community suffering the most, because when you go to other countries, you don't hear about colon cancer. No. You don't hear about diabetes. You don't hear about all this stuff that we're dealing with right now, and even kidney failure. Yeah. So, looking at the bottles and so forth now, I just started studying these things and just saying, we should not be drinking this stuff. We should be... You can't have an affair with food once in a while, because I did. I had a real deep... Like, it was like hush-hush behind... Or it's like sauce and stuff. It was provocative. But I'm just saying, it's okay. But when you constantly keep doing it, and he was going to 7-Eleven like every day.
Everything in moderation.
He would get 3, double cheeseburgers with Big Mac sauce and large fry. And you got this big old thing hanging here. I have seen so many people in my life just recently. My father died of kidney failure. But that's because he had a second kidney that came from a newly deceased person, and those things don't last no longer than the 7 years. Then you got to get on the list again. Okay. Now I know that Black Indian, he was dealing with some kidney challenges and so forth, and it's just he had been dealing with dialysis for a very long time, because I would check in with him. Then my brother passed away. And he had kidney failure. He was only 48. Like, pay attention, people. Like, I know we want to have shortcuts. We want to hurry up. I remember, and Dave can remember, you may be a little bit too young to remember, but you may have been doing it at home, but being at home was a big deal. And cooking your food at home was a big deal. Why Washington, D.C. got all these restaurants? Like, I didn't see nobody outside my store all day long until 6 o'clock p.m. Then all hell broke out. Like, everybody's going to get some food. Like, you can't cook.
That's
like,
the new
that's a
thing
problem.
For millennials, because when you think about it, they all transfer from other cities and bigger markets. And I studied it because I work with the Zone Committee. They're trying to emulate what these people got in New York, in Philadelphia, in L.A., because they figure if we cater to their lifestyles, then they'll move here and pay the $3,000 to $4,000 for these little so-called luxury apartments / condos
that they can't afford.
And then that takes away from us having to give the people those vouchers for the apartments and all the stuff in the new complexes, which they're still doing, but it's catering to that. And that's that mindset, like it's jet setting, but on a budget. Yeah. So if I can go down here to the local Thai place and all of a sudden, my God, I saw this guy on the violin, he was awesome. Yeah. Which is what they do in Brooklyn. But this ain't that. But they're trying to give Brooklyn, D.C., that part sense. By over there by Catholic University, that energy. If you go over there, you see, like, since when have you ever seen Potbellies, Chipotle, and what's the other store next to it?
Is it tropical smoothie?
No, it's right there. It's a little strip. It's got Potbellies on one side, Chipotle on the other.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Right? And all of a sudden, that's become a trendy spot. Across from Catholic University?
Let me tell you.
Is that like where the Brooklyn Arts Walk is?
Yeah, I was. And they redid that whole area. Like I told the girl, if you start going down that road, that's now Dance Plaza and all this and all that. And they were like, oh my God. And I told you about City State. And I said, all I saw was when I go to New York, when I got to do business up there. I did not see the flavor of D.C.
Well, I can say it like that. All the food that you're eating is not healthy. And I think, listeners, it's really imperative. I'm not saying just eat everything from the ground and grass. I'm not saying don't use no seasoning in your food. But eat at home. Yeah. Even if you cook your own burger at home. Turkey burger or a plant-based burger or whatever.
Or sweet potato fries. I found that at Costco.
Sweet potato fries are so good.
They're so good.
And guess what? See, y'all may not know, she don't know, but you know about the weight loss I'm on. Yeah. FYI, I just went to the doctor to do my year-end checkup on my vision since I had my mild stroke, which is diabetic retinopathy. He saw my numbers. And now, I didn't get mad when the man said, I'm glad that was a wake-up call. I didn't want to tell him beforehand I was working out. So for all those men and women who say, I'm struggling, Dave, yes, I was working out. I was able to pull 474 pounds 250 on a good day when I felt like it, and each arm I could do 135. I went from that to only being able to do 25 pounds with both arms. So you can just imagine, man, I was feeling emasculated and all like that. But what got me is testosterone awareness. Also understand about protein and proper protein, because I'm on a plant-based protein booster versus the regular meat, because that's also cholesterol you add on. And like you touched on with the eggs, again, with what I'm doing, it's not even a diet, it's a program, it's a lifestyle change.
Yeah, because you know, one of the things is eggs are high in cholesterol. We shouldn't be eating them anyway because where they came from and just how it is. Now, I can see if you're using that to whip up some bread or bake something. But, I mean, just going out eating a flat egg. I had an affair with food today, and at Timber Pizza across the street from my spot.
Very good, by the way.
Man, they got this big, stupid, naive,
the
delicious,
sexy sandwich.
the big sexy sandwich. The big sexy sandwich is amazing, and it's mouth-watering, and it just makes you repent, and it makes you feel whole. And it makes you feel like you had some good loving the night before when you eat that sandwich. Yes, I had it. I did it. Shut up. Don't judge me. But at the end of the day, I only do that once a week.
You forgot to tell them what you do, though. Ooh. What I've been telling you to do when you had that affair with the food. See, people forget one key thing. Yes, you can have the ice cream. Yes, you can have the burger, but you forgot, what did you do before and after you ate it?
That's right.
That's the thing people don't touch on, because you can do that, because I'm type 2 diabetic. So everything you hitting on, I know. And where I was at a year and a half ago, based on what the man said after I had the stroke, and then what I could not do back in last January. So I'm laughing at myself the other day. I realized it's been less than a year since I started the lifestyle change. And it was all about the physical activity matching my eating habits. And since my grandmother recently passed, I've been doing comfort food, but I've been doing it in moderation. So I would have a small thing of ice cream. Like, I ended up going to Golden Corral last night because I wanted some ham.
You went to Golden Corral and you didn't call me?
Girl, I was zooming. I was just driving. I let the car decide, because remember, on the program, they don't want you to have rice. Why didn't you call me? I'm going to tell you why. Because it said no rice, no potatoes unless sweet potatoes, no chocolate, and no bread. So every healthy dish comes with what? Rice.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Run it back.
No bread.
You can't eat bread. No bread.
But watch this, though.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
No bread.
No rice. No potatoes unless it's sweet potatoes.
No popo.
And no candy. No chocolate, period.
No chocolate.
Now, understand, chocolate does have its medical purposes, but it's not
dark
fully
chocolate.
if your body can't handle
it's
it.
Dark chocolate.
Okay.
Dark chocolate, right? Just like they say, drinking
say nothing
wine.
about now later.
They're talking about like the red wine. Is red wine supposed
Red wine
to be
good for your sugar, to get your sugar out of your system.
But
all
if you
in
can't,
all,
you got to be careful, because you can get
careful.
psoriasis of the liver if you drink so much of that red.
So
red wine makes my head hurt.
Right, but everything I just mentioned, if you did it in moderation or cut it out, by the time you realize how much you actually eat of it, just like with the eggs, you won't even be bothered.
Well, you know what? I had someone tell me that they work a lot and they don't care because they have to work, and they don't have time, so they go to this place and this place. Like, every time I see dude, his neck is totally disappearing. I saw him 2 weeks ago. He has no neck. You know what I'm saying? And he got all this carry out on each arm. We grew up where it was a big deal to hurry up and get home.
I think I've seen that person.
No neck.
I think I've seen that person.
And then my thing, and then he got all this food, and then he can barely breathe. He says his allergies, and I'm like, that don't sound like no allergies. And I'm like, dude, you need to. Where's the water? I don't like water.
Right.
You got to drink your water.
But guess what? Did he ever sit down and learn about the different types of sparkling water?
He used to be a workout man.
Nah,
and he has no neck, and he's fat.
No,
he's super duper fat, and his stomach is under here, and then you got to worry about having a heart attack. My thing is, and I'm not just saying this, but as you get a certain age, you got to stop playing around with food. Yeah. Like, they buy this Tripolitan ice cream. They got the Tripolitan vanilla. They got the Tripolitan chocolate. I'll taste 2 spoons of it and I'm done, because that sugar in your system is not healthy. Even onions are not good for people who are diabetic, or if you're trying to avoid being diabetic, you gotta stay away from the onions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even eat onions, but I'm just saying, so not all vegetables are good for people that are diabetic or who are going through an eating change. Though I know that spinach and kale are very, very something you should just eat every day, and berries. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nuts, certain berries. No strawberries because the highest level of sugar. No orange because the high level of sugar. And sometimes certain apples. Green
Hey,
apple.
did you know that they got something going on with orange juice now? Now, I knew that some orange juice companies put egg in it for color.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ew.
Yeah, some orange, if you really press a regular orange, it's very light.
Yeah.
You're right.
Almost like lemonade, but a tint of orange. And so for them to get that color, they put other stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful. And I think like for us as brown people at a certain age, we have to just say, you know what? I've had my fun.
Well,
Wait. I did have an affair with 4 pieces of Hawaiian bread the other day.
What about you could have had the same with some popsicles, but they were keto? Because I found them at Costco too.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait a minute. I ate 2 of them and my numbers were straight. And I said, oh, I got it. So again, it's knowing how your body specifically works and what it reacts to, and then adjusting into that. That's the lifestyle.
What about the people who get the notification, whether it's from the doctor or from the toilet or from wherever, that they need to hurry up and make a quick change, and they don't do it
because they don't identify the mindset? Because this is where a friend of mine helped me one day, and I was explaining to her when I first got diagnosed what was so happening for me then. I said I had to review why was I eating food. I said a minute ago the phrase comfort food, right?
Yeah.
You said an affair with food, right? So what that means is mentally something we were doing was now missing and the food was replacing it.
Yeah.
So me not having an outlet to discuss my stuff that was stressing me, right? Or to go do what I normally would do, was sit with a lady friend and chill. I went and say, oh man, you know what? I ain't had in a minute. I ain't had that ice cream.
I don't care if you with a lady friend or not. Y'all,
You know
both y'all need to get me and take me to Golden Corral.
Well, no, I'm gonna take you over to get to Costco. This is why I want people to understand. Well,
I know about Costco. I know about Costco.
You can go to Costco and just walk in and get the keto
Get those
stuff and
salmon
boom.
cakes.
No.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna tell you what got me.
What?
Not only was the ice cream I got, but again, when I found the big bag of sweet potatoes and it said ready to go in the air fryer, I was like,
I got an air fryer for $1 today.
girl, go.
A nice brand new air fryer for $1.
Go.
Where?
Watch me.
Go.
Fia was having a what do you call it, grab bag thing,
Oh, okay.
and so she just sold it to me for $1.
That's how you do.
Thank you.
Right.
I never watch. I'm about to do stupid stuff tomorrow. I can't wait.
Oh, but like I said, for you folks that's listening, if you want to learn, basically what you got to understand is why you eat food. If you don't understand, sometimes
You eat
people
food to live.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because some people eat food, again, they stressing. Some people eat it for comfort because they don't have nothing to do to keep that fullness and that feeling.
Yeah.
And guess what? Another thing my friend quoted on, I said, it's in the book. Some people eat to take the place of sex.
You know what? I can dig that. That's why I'm fat.
There it is.
Man.
There it is. When I did this study, when I first got diagnosed with diabetes,
I bet you by the time I get some, I'm gonna be skinny as I don't know what. You be like, God damn, shit, you look good, girl.
But think about it. Think about when you're in a good relationship and you've been doing your thing and you get with a mate that keeps that going.
Yeah.
And they add on to your thing. And it's not like, well, baby, you need to do this and you need that. Like, no, like they telling you this works with you and let's go, let's do this together. You realize, like, you're damn good. But when you're in a sorry relationship, all of a sudden things let go. Men and women do it.
But I
think
think
they don't express it the same.
Yeah, I know. I'm dealing with that part. But the other part is that I work really hard. I work a lot. And my mind races from anxiety. So the medication they gave me, I'm supposed to go to sleep.
And that's the other thing, too.
I be through that sleep.
And that's the fight right
It don't
there.
work.
That sleep, that's what you're supposed to fight.
But I've lost weight. I've lost 30 pounds. You just don't see it. Just hot and sexy. Just stop.
And that's the other thing, though, because
But
like
again,
with losing
wait a minute.
weight.
Why didn't see it? You said we don't see it.
Yeah.
Right? But guess what?
What?
Were we supposed to?
Yeah, you supposed to.
No. When I say about the lifestyle change, who is it for?
Oh, it's for me.
That's a good point.
So
Now,
if it's just
okay.
you, your vision is the best vision in the world.
Yeah.
I
Let's
just
ask.
want to say that to your guests because they don't, to your audience, they don't understand that. When I see these people talking to these trainers, they be like, yeah, like me. I like, dude.
I just don't want a big belly.
Like you.
I can't get rid of the booty. The
But wait a
booty
minute.
is I
What's wrong
inherited it.
with- But wait a
It's
minute.
going
Watch
nowhere.
this. This is what I'm saying to your audience. What's wrong with the belly if it's making you all right? If you feel good, like
I don't feel good. And
No,
I'm-
that's fine. That's right.
Yeah.
Now watch this. This is what a professional weight trainer told me years ago. Why he said, "Dave, don't worry about the scale." So when I started this, I told the doctors off the break with the weight loss program. I said, "Do me a favor. 2 things you're not going to do. I'm not going to want to hear nothing about no scale because that's your job. And number 2, no woman's opinion is here." So you want to get skinny? No, honey. I never said I couldn't get to the ladies. I just want to look like what I sound like. Do I not sound distinguished and regal to you? She said yes. So when you talk to me, I want this to come out to you. You did? And that was all I said.
Is it getting hot in here?
And guess what she said?
What?
Okay. And the next thing you know, when she saw me,
She took her clothes off.
7 months later, Her person that worked with her almost did. That's why I almost got in trouble. Because I went to the party with them to talk business, and the next thing you know, I got all these small Vietnamese women looking up like, "Can you pick me up too?" And when the girl said that, I was like, "Oh, girl, don't do that. It's been a minute. don't pick me up too." Because I was picking up the tables,
spinning around like
and
that.
Woo, it was like Shaq up in that joint, and I felt it.
Gosh.
But what made them wow was that the 5 guys were trying to move one table, and without thinking, I grabbed the table by myself because I saw the lady scraping. I said, "Ooh, that noise." And I picked it up, not looking at it. I said, "Oh my God, am I walking 10 feet with a table that sits 8 people? Oh, I'm back to me."
Yeah.
So I had to realize where I was at to where I was from, and then get back to those 2.
But you make a good point, though.
It's really important. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
You make a good point, especially about does it matter what other people see or what you look like? Because I, like, my entire life, since I can remember, I've had issues with like body image and like what I would consider body dysmorphia. Like what I see is different from what other people see.
I swear to God, if people could see you, they would not realize how smooth your complexion is and how straight your lips. I'm like, what? What is she speaking about?
But it's all about perception and stuff like that. And like even when I was smaller, I used to think I was bigger, but I had to realize my shape was always different. One, I was usually taller than a lot of the people around me, and I come from like on my dad's side, the women are thicker.
Yes.
So it's not like they're not necessarily healthy. It's just like their frame is different. And for me, like when I talk to some of my friends or people that I've met about like weight, when I was my smallest, I was the most sick because I have an endocrine disorder. So I have overactive thyroid. So when I was at my smallest, I was like a 00. I was not healthy. So when people tell me, you need to get small and this, and that, I'm like, no, I don't, because that's not a place I want to go back. To be able to hold weight based off of my experience and my body is an indication that I'm healthy and that my body has the natural metabolism that it's supposed to have versus when I was sick. But it depends on everybody else. And something I realized just on Instagram and TikTok is just like this diet culture. And a lot of the diet culture is being pushed by people that are not like they're not nutritionists. Like they don't have any certification, no schooling, nothing. They're telling people, they give a blanket instruction to everybody, and it doesn't account for anybody that has any chronic illness, autoimmune disease, anything like that. And just like, here, drink this water shake and you'll lose 30 pounds. And they don't tell you that there's sugar and all that type of stuff. And it's like, if everybody takes this, everybody's reaction on this is going to be different. Like, it's what's healthy to me is different from what's healthy to you, is different what's healthy to you, but they're all valid. Like, it's really about, like you said, how do you feel? Do you feel good? Can you do the things that you want to do? And really, like, that's, to me, that's all that matters.
And all he said differently to me when I first spoke to him, the guy that was a bodybuilder that I was acting with, he said, "Man, I'm gonna tell you 3 things." He said, "Leave the scale alone, that's the doctor. Because I can have you lose weight, but your muscle mass be there because you're naturally muscular." So some people understand the difference between muscle weight and fat. That's a big thing that people don't talk about in the black community because we all got hips, ass, and thigh. They don't think about it. Then he said, "Don't worry about nothing else but how your clothes are feeling, how you looking and feeling in your clothes, and then how you feel when you're walking." Then he said, most importantly, how you satisfying your lady. I said, you know what? When you take out that, he right. Because if she walks away happy, and then I'm feeling good in my clothes.
But this is my thing.
And the doctor ain't yelling in my head about no scale.
Let's just do this thing though real quick. Ooh.
And I lost the cholesterol. My cholesterol went down. He was right though.
Look,
this accent.
Let me look. So I'm on this thing of I'm not messing with Dave, right? Being overweight.
Sometimes I've got to talk like the people that
you're being treated differently.
Oh yeah,
and when you're fat, you're plus size, you're treated differently, though you are to love yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think Lizzo and people are passing around the wrong message because there's no such thing as being overweight and healthy. And I mean, when you're thinking about the heart, you're thinking about the kidneys, you think about, and the kidneys and the liver are very sensitive dynamics in the black community that can really be rattled really quickly. And so to get that big, you jumping around with leggings on, you got all this hanging out, and you proud. I can dig it.
Yeah.
But it's not healthy.
No.
Now, the definition of healthy is not skinny either. But when you're overweight, that you got a double chin, you got stuff going on, you got all this excess hanging off on you, and you got a little chest. I mean, all that's pulling on your chest and your heart. It's you got to change that idea. You can love yourself at that position, but I look at that 600-pound life.
Yeah.
And they start out Lizzo size and they just get bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm just saying, like, even in my situation, I was close to 400 pounds. Now I'm at 285. That's only because I decided to make the change and I knew exactly what to do. Plus, I got tired of being out of breath. I got tired of, let me tell you something. You know, I hadn't seen my crazy family, the Decepticons, in like 3 years, right? Candace put together this birthday thing, go to the event. First thing my mother and them say is, "Oh, you're shaped like Janice." And I said, that's a total insult after not seeing me for 3 years. You don't say, well, she's small up here and then she got a lot going on and, you know, she don't wear a bra. She's sloppy seconds. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you couldn't come up with anything else to say to me. Hello.
But see, that's another issue.
And so that's what I'm saying. Family can sometimes, but also when you're trying to get opportunities, being plus size and even though it's not healthy for you, sometimes you're put in a different kind of bracket when it comes to friendships, business relationships, and so forth. Of course, you have to love the skin that you're in, but you also have to realize after a while that you need to change. Like Dave knew he had to change. Michelle knows she had to change. Like, you just have to change. Because I was looking at Lizzo doing this show, and she had on some leggings, crop tank top. I don't know if you saw it. And all her girls are wearing the same thing.
On the HBO special?
I don't know, but they all plus size.
Yeah.
No girdles on or nothing. And you're like, I'm proud of being this way. And it's not healthy. So I'm looking at little girls who are 13, 14, who are plus size. Get the impression that that's healthy. You understand what I'm saying? So we all as a collective need to change the narrative, because we have family members and friends, as you know, who are dying or have died the past 3 years unhealthy, because Will was bigger than that. And then he just started to get smaller because the kidney said, I can't do no more, man. And they don't have a cure for liver cancer. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
But if you look at the ingredients on containers and so forth, monoside, got some goosey monomide, side, and
you can't pronounce a lot.
You can't even pronounce it. You just say hi. There's all some side on it, and then you eat it, and you're like, "Ooh, this is good."
But you know what's interesting? And I saw, I want to say it was on Twitter. It was a thread talking about going to other countries and eating similar food that we eat here. Let's say McDonald's, what have you, and they'll eat that and they'll actually lose weight over there because what's in it is very different from what's in the food.
Let me ask you something. Let's call a carry out real quick, because I want to ask a Chinese person. Y'all don't even eat the food that y'all sell to us. No. That's not Chinese food. Chinese food they eat is different in China.
Oh yeah, it's what the American version. You know,
their
like
version.
It's Americanized. What's gonna sell here and what we consume here.
Well, you gotta remember,
let me put this out here.
Very valuable. Over their countries, how many people are below the poverty line versus ours?
Well, they're willing to eat healthy. They eat more vegetables.
No, what it is, they have no choice. Because you said something at the top of the thing about growing and cooking your own food. Yeah. Well, they got to grow their own stuff, right? That's why their land is more important to them than us. That's why you see all the little eggheads going to the upscale restaurants and sitting up there sipping in Mai Tais, and you thinking, you could have did that at home. Why am I coming to a place to smoke on a hookah and eat appetizers?
We're talking about health.
Yeah.
And hookah.
Right.
I mean, like, for those that are out there and listening, if you think about life insurance and stuff like that, you tell them that you smoke hookah and that you have a vape pen, the likelihood of your life insurance getting denied just off that alone is very high.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize, because with hookah, like, I know you have a regular cigarette, and just putting it in order as far as how bad they are. You have a regular cigarette, then you have a black and mild, then you have hookah. Like, the amount of, like, tobacco that you're consuming, and you're sitting there, like, with hookah, like, that's the thing. Everybody's having fun, everything's great, and it's like, you don't know actually what you're doing to your body, and probably until studies show years down the line.
They're emulating what they see on the other countries.
But
That's going to the point of what I'm making. we're too busy copying what the other companies doing, but we're only copying the superficial, which is on the surface. Because I told a friend of mine the other day, again, back to the rice issue, they was like, why you keep saying rice? I said, because think about it. Every healthy dish comes with what? And people are like, what do you say? I said, think about it. Rice. That's the biggest thing you can get in bulk. But versus French fries, mashed potatoes, and mixed vegetables. So when I go to a restaurant now, say I'm going to carry out, and I'm getting the grilled salmon or chicken, they be like, well, yeah, we got the French fries. No, $2 more for the vegetables. Then give me my vegetables.
Yeah, I replace mine with
and that's why I tell people there are places you can go that's in the city and outside the city. If you're willing to be smart, that's why you asked again, going back to the point of how to end up in Gold Corral. Because I was driving, I kept saying, I don't want no bread.
Don't talk to me.
I don't want no subs. I don't want no
Corral.
fried chicken. And I said, I just wanted some piece of ham.
I thought you loved it, me.
And the ham was great, and I got the fish, and then I got the what I gotta get. I got the vegetables that I like, and this for splurging, I got the little small thing of spaghetti with some sauce. You see this ginger ale? And that's it.
Since when ginger ale look like urine?
Oh yeah, that's the new thing.
That's the new thing to make ginger ale look like urine.
Because it's supposed to be pure.
And it's not ginger ale. It's ginger ale. Ginger ale.
And the Seagrams.
And my cardiologist told me this is the only thing I can drink close to a soda.
Well, she didn't tell you about sparkling water?
No, she
I don't like sparkling water.
Let me be clear. There's a sparkling water like Puree that people get on the regular, but if you go to CVS, it's the kind that you see the fruit on the front.
Yeah, I've had those, but they give me
now, let me explain something. To the benefit of those, it's a zero. And I took this to my diabetic researcher when I first got diagnosed, and it messed their heads up that in 2 weeks, I went from where everybody else was down. I said I got the ready-made meals out of Harris Teeter and Safeway, right? Because you can see the amount of calories and all that good jibber jabber. But I ended up going back to Gatorade G2 because it has less sugar and less calories than the regular Gatorade. So if you're not working out, you can drink that and sip on that. Now that's if you want your fruitiness, right? But the sparkling water I'm talking about gives you that bubbly that soda would give you.
Okay,
so it's a mouthfeel. That this is what you're trying to work on.
That's a good point. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
See, people don't think about the mouthfeel. The same as you said, well, I want a hot dog. Okay, but I
never eat a hot dog.
Go eat, but hold on.
Do you eat hot dogs?
I used to. Fried beef, right? The way that's why I only get it out of New York.
Do you eat hot dogs now, Dave?
No, I can't.
My uncle works for Oscar Mayer.
No, don't ruin it for him.
Let me tell you something.
I work in the patent office, so I know what goes in everything.
Everything that goes in a hot dog is damn near trash. Plastic, leftovers of different animals.
Hey, if you seen what goes in people underwear, you say the same thing.
Wow, and I'm just saying.
I work in the patent office. I get to see all this stuff ahead of time.
Wow,
so you ain't saying nothing.
Well, I'm telling you something.
I'm with you on
hot
that.
dogs, if you were to fry them without the seasoning on them, they would be nothing. You're eating the seasoning.
What about the kosher ones?
No,
what's that other brand?
No,
basically it's the same thing, love.
Listen, it's processed food.
It's a processed food.
It's a processed food, and you can't eat it. And one thing I can say with all the men in my life who have gotten sick from colon cancer or kidney, they lived in processed foods. Right. Take time to cook your food. Take time to get to know, and you can meal prep. Yeah, you can do meal prep on Sundays or Saturday nights. You can play some good music, play some good movie or whatever.
You said something important. Not to cut you off. You said men. Here's another thing that she's telling you. When it comes to meal prep, again, you say, Dave, I ain't got time to cook all that and make the portion. Then go to CVS. I mean, not CVS. Harris Teeter, Wegmans, and all these stores, they now carry the ready-made meals. And then if y'all looking on Instagram and Facebook, I can't tell you about, like, I guess they know my algorithms now when we look for certain foods. I done seen about 10 companies that would deliver to your house a meal a day. And like, you got no more excuses now. Yeah. You ain't got to cook. It's like for me, when I'm zipping, like you say about working, like when I got to get ready to do my auditions and I got to travel here and I got to do 10, 12-hour shifts, then go run behind my parents and my grandmother before she passed. Trust me, I get it. Your mind is skipping. That's why I have my business partners that are around me that say, Dave, go eat. Because they know, right? And that's how they do when I'm working. But when I do that, I've already have a meal prep that I got out of Safeway. I keep saying CVS because some CVS has got the refrigerator now, same as Walmart.
I don't want them to eat that.
No, but I'm saying that.
I don't want them to eat that.
No, not from them, from the CVS, but from Walgreens, Wegmans and all like that, because that stuff is ready. I know, but this is the compensation for those
processed.
Understood.
I want them to touch their own food.
No, I got that, but again, this is for those to understand that if you don't got a minute to cook, and you need to do something that is least nutritional and good value, and you don't have to worry about portion counting, go do that real quick. Have that as a backup. Yeah, is what I'm saying. Because again, what people mess up is that they'll say, "Oh man, I skipped. Well, I'll be all right. I'll be all right," and that skip turns into 10 skips. Next thing you know, you're down the block and you're back to eating the burgers and the hot dogs.
Yeah, because you're like,
and guess what
hungry.
I also found? When women grow whiskers, when they grow like hair on their cheeks, and women grow hair on their chins and so forth behind their ears, it's because they eat a lot of processed food.
I didn't mean to laugh.
But it's
I was
true.
laughing about I did last time, the girl who had a little mustache thing going on.
Wow. Oh my God. But I'm saying at the end of the day, oh my God.
But I just think about, like, again, like with a lot of just thinking about American culture and then what goes into American food. And you could go to different countries and eat the same thing, and it'll be a very different experience. And
I don't even want to eat in other countries. I just want to eat right here.
But no, I'm just saying, like, it's the issue is what they put into the food, and where they're mass producing stuff. They're here, and then when you go somewhere else,
that's what I was trying to get you.
You don't have mass producing stuff. Because I remember when I studied abroad and like. Studying abroad and also traveling to, where did we go? We went to Barcelona. Yeah. And going to that McDonald's was a very different experience than the McDonald's here. And it's just like, it's the okay. They've given the power that be, the government, whatever, has given the okay. It's like, put this in there. That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. That's okay. You put what is it called? The nutritional facts on the back. That's fine. You told them essentially. And if they want to eat it, they want to eat it.
Julia Childs, before she passed away, she had like an ending of her shows. And she had shared with everyone that McDonald's French fries were not real anymore. Now, she said this in the 80s, that the French fries weren't real anymore. And she said that it wasn't real meat. She liked it when it was real. And I'm sitting here, like people in their own way have all given us these hints, that we really need to check out what we're eating. And we're not. And I look at my family members who have just... passed away, and friends that just passed away. And that could have been different if their parents knew how to eat better, or they woke up and just said, you know what, something ain't right about eating bloody meat. Or, you have people that eat damn near raw steak and so forth. We're not supposed to be eating that, you know what I'm saying? And if you actually look at the process of how they deal with steak, it's horrific. So as you get older, it's okay to change.
I really do feel like a lot of the issue comes with how America is always mass producing stuff. Like in the beginning when stuff started, when there wasn't all these different things being injected into your meat and in the air and in the soil because of pollution, it wasn't an issue. Things you could eat like that because there was moderation. There wasn't as much, genetically modified anything. And now, because we need it fast. So even when you were saying women, being younger and not having, as much fast food and stuff, I do remember that. Going to McDonald's is like, oh, here's a treat.
And that's we're the worst thing you can eat.
McDonald's. But now it's everywhere because they just keep pushing and pushing.
Every little thing about McDonald's is dirty. Every little thing about it.
I do got my one thing that's McDonald's still, and I did it.
Don't.
I like the large hot caramel mocha.
No.
That's my jam in the morning.
No.
But I can't mess around with caffeine like that.
Make your own. I don't trust anything that McDonald's is giving. I'm also looking at kids.
It's not the same.
I'm also looking at kids young with cancer and so forth, and that, their parents don't realize they're giving them McDonald's, and in my mind, I'm like, just give them something else. We don't cook our food. We don't take the time to prepare our food like I have.
But remember back in the day, like you said,
it was fun.
My girl here, she don't know, but we know that was the alternative when people were broke. And they wanted to fake like they did something for you. Your parents would come in with the McDonald's or the Burger King. Remember in school, we be in school chilling, and all of a sudden somebody's parents come in with the McDonald's. All of a sudden, ooh, they got McDonald's, and the whole place erupts. And they looking good, but we know for real, that's the first of the month.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You don't know. When you got older, you realize that was the first of the month, and the mom just happened to be able to get off work, but she never really was at work. Oink, oink. So she went and grabbed what she got. You know what I'm saying? And that was the illusion. That's why I say to people, now we have choices in the inner cities. You just got to say, I'm going to go an extra 5-10 miles. And then you really got no excuse because you got Instacart that will go to the stores that you already know.
And go shopping for you. But what I am going to say as I'm evolving on this pilgrimage of changing my way of eating, which I can't call it a diet. People are scared of that word, but it's you just changing your way of eating. You'll become much clairvoyant. You'll be more. You can just handle things on. We got even with chicken. The chicken ain't coming from the table, so I'm not eating it.
Yeah. No
more. I'm tired.
My mom has a theory about chicken.
Hold on. That chicken is killing people, yo. They got 8 injections they put in that bad boy. I ain't making it up. You can YouTube it. And they got the factories doing it now to make sure it's preserved properly, because chicken meat is not supposed to look the way that it looks in the supermarket. It's supposed to be a different color. Everybody's trying to do fast. Fast. But it's not working. It's killing us. You know, we put the priority of our job and our occupation and our dating and all this bull crap in front of our health. And it's killing us. And it's really important that, you know, when you have your New Year's resolution, I wouldn't say to go to a gym. You could. You can work out in your house. You can do Pilates on your wall. You can do all kinds of stuff. But the main thing you should be focusing on is changing your way of eating. I'm looking at the junkiest, dirtiest food. People complaining on Instagram that it's $10 and $12 now. Just don't eat it anymore.
And the food, it doesn't even like hit the same.
Mayonnaise?
Like eating food, you go out to eat, it doesn't taste good.
I used to get my sandwiches.
You don't have to eat mayonnaise.
No, I'm saying in English. When I came up, there was a store. You might not remember this. There was a store on 8th and H to carry out. They made the best homemade sandwiches, and they put the best mixture of pepper, black pepper, and mayonnaise together, and that was the shit that got everybody down there. The shush that got everybody down there, and so it was the thing that got me hooked.
Do you know what Worcestershire sauce is?
Yeah,
I know that's a word that's very hard for me to say.
Worcestershire sauce is something bad that they won't tell you what it is, and and people overseas where it originated from say, "Don't ask us."
Yeah.
Don't ask me where it's okay. What I'm getting at is we got to figure it out by starting from the beginning. So with plant-based, now my dad owned the very first health food store here in Washington, D.C., black-owned, off of New York Avenue and 11th Street, over by the first, I think, high school, Franklin School, black, cool, check it. Tofu wasn't tofu nuggets. If you got tofu nuggets, it's no longer good because it's processed. You understand what I'm saying? Like in his store, we have to put on gloves and we pick up the tofu, we slice it and weigh it, put it back in the bag with some of the tofu juice, and that's how you purchase your tofu.
Like in China, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's how my dad did it. So when I start seeing like tofu nuggets, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating.
I think I had tofu once. I didn't like.
Did you see chicken nuggets? How they're made and manufactured for McDonald's?
Yeah,
it's pink foam.
That's it. Because yes, I remember that controversy. Talking about Teletubbies.
For all our college kids, the same is said about oodles and noodles.
Yeah, oodles and noodles isn't good.
So check this out.
Sponge.
So this is the thing. When it comes to oodles, and noodles, they're different manufacturing plants and so forth. If you purchase a ramen overseas, you can eat that because that's totally made differently. When it's fried, that's the definition of freezing it. They cool it off and then they bag it with the seasonings.
Yes.
The oodles and noodles that we eat from Nissan,
the cup.
the Nissan, you're not supposed to eat them. I had an affair with them for a long time. And then when we're dealing with the process of the cancer and stuff this past fall, and I had my battle with cancer, it was just like, I know what ramen I can eat. I know, stay away from red sauce. People keep telling you to eat a lot of tomatoes. No. You got to pull back from that. So it's like doing your research.
Like moderation.
Everything in moderation.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I was talking to a friend of mine earlier and I was telling her what I was going to talk about as far as the show. And she's like 450 pounds. And her and I have had this conversation. And she's taller than me. I'm tall. And she's taller than me at 450 pounds. And it works for her, but she's a big girl. But she's saying, I'm having headaches, girl. And I'm tired of sleeping away. And they keep saying I'm snoring. Like, you got to lose some weight.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it, girl. By the time I get home, I don't feel like it. What time you get home? About 6:30. If you don't walk down that hill and back, put on your headphones, call me, call someone, go down the hill and back 3 times.
And find a doctor that will do your physical examination to make sure you can do certain exercises.
They have. She got excuses.
Well, no, the reason why I'm saying it, like right now I'm about to start working with my cousin's boyfriend, and he's big, and he was saying what he had. And I said, let me see you to this guy on Instagram called the Celebrity Trainer. And what he does is show you hacks for these basic exercises because most people come in thinking, I can go from zero to hero. I said, listen to me. I just told my personal trainer from 2018 who was worried about why I couldn't retain any muscle definition in my stomach, and yet my core is stronger than all his top competitors because they compete in bikini and bodybuilding competition. And he said, but your stomach is stronger than everybody's. What we did not know until I got to the weight loss people and we found out, I had tore a muscle in my stomach and had been walking around for 2 years not knowing. So I used to do 150 sit-ups like clean, right, in less than 5 or whatever. I can barely do 20. And for those y'all that don't get it, I was 379 pounds and climbing, and then I didn't know because you couldn't tell me I wasn't 368. Then I find out I'm 336 and I'm still dropping on my own accord. So doing this lifestyle change and what we're saying, people, you still got to identify yourself. Like, what do you do? Watch what your life is. What did you do for activities as far as fun, things that educated you, things that you did for relaxation? Relaxation is just as important to the exercise and diet.
Yeah.
If you can't take 30 minutes to relax, don't
check
do
this out. I'd rather for you to do this. And I'm going to tell you something that I learned. I had a heart attack, but my lifestyle was really different. I was touring. I was just living a really crazy lifestyle, and I had a heart attack. You young, you dumb, you running behind people, you on tours and all this other stuff. Long story short, the reality to me was there had to be a change, and I was scared. The way it felt, that's how I found out I was pregnant with my second daughter by having a heart attack.
Wow.
And not knowing, and it was very scary, and I had choices I had to make. And I noticed back in the day there was Mary's Steak.
Oh, God.
And Mary's,
yes.
This is what, hold on now.
Woo!
Candace was young, and she used to like these sausages from Mary's Steak.
Yeah.
Now, when Candace was born, she was 10 pounds. She was over 10 pounds.
Okay.
And she was a little chunk of love. She was so adorable. She had high blood pressure.
From the sausage?
Murray Steak and Snackums. The
Oh,
little
the
snack,
Snackums.
the
Oh,
Snack'em
my
thing.
I've heard of
God.
Snackums.
Them
Girl,
little
you ain't never
Snackums.
had the Snackums?
High in
cheese?
sodium. So our black kids, our
steak
brown
and
kids are
cheese.
eating sodium. Our Latino kids. So when I say brown, I'm also including the Latinos people.
Please.
All right. So we're eating the wrong foods.
Yes.
And that's why
We're
after
also
a while,
being given the wrong
our
foods.
backs get wide. You know, our necks, we lose our necks. You know what I'm saying? And then you say this old age is know that you pack so much of that bad stuff in your system, your body is reacting a certain way and you're taking it out of balance. So me knowing this, so after I had a heart attack, I went back to playing basketball for a minute. And then it wasn't my jam anymore, and I fractured my leg for the last time. But just to see how I could control my way of eating and doing things just by moving around. You can actually dance in your living room.
Yep.
Dance in your living room. Dance in your bedroom like every day.
And that's also good
You
for
know
your
how many-
mental health.
Dancing, just moving your booty, doing whatever you want to do, and playing all your favorite songs. The problem is, too, with society, we keep checking in with people about what we need to do for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we need to stop it. We need to stop checking in with people. I'm thinking about going on this. What do you think? Well, I don't think so. And you hone that and you deal with that and you let that replace the plan that you already have projected in your head. That's part of the
Wait a
problem.
minute, do me a favor, repeat that, because that's something I've been saying to people for a long time. It's also part of the lifestyle change. I didn't tell anybody what I was doing.
Yeah.
They didn't know
People will
until April,
distract you.
and I started in January. By the time I got to April and I went to see my family, I just happened to walk in the house with the waist trainer on and forgot that's what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
I'm in my new zone. They're like, "Hey, you got?" I said, "You don't know. You don't know." Well, how much?
You don't know
show
me.
Show you. And I showed
Hey,
them,
be
right?
like Mrs. Pancake. You don't know
But what
me.
got them was a month later, I went to go shopping, and the pants I had brought were dripping off of me.
Nice.
By the time that 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And they didn't know. And I told my mother, now my mother's running around playing back. I said, I told you. Stop telling everybody what you're doing. Only people who are going to be with you to help you cook
Yeah.
should only know what you're doing.
Well, I'm fixing
And that's
kale.
it.
I'm fixing spinach tomorrow, and I'm fixing kale tomorrow.
But we still got
But
to get the
everybody-
barbecue sauce and the Murray
Let me-
meatballs.
no, you don't.
My God, I'm sorry, you took me back.
Mary's was the killer.
I know, but I'm
I
saying
think
you took
Mary's
me back.
steak killed a lot of
Of
folks.
course.
I'm telling you.
The steakums and the meatballs, think about it. Every party we went to, every office party had that spicy sauce with the barbecue and the meatballs. There's always two big
You
trays.
see how his accent about the barbecue.
That's what I was like. What is this accent? Where is this accent coming from?
I'm a character actor.
Can you turn that fan on for me? Right in front of you, right there. There's a switch. Yeah, turn it on for me. But I think it's really important. So I want people to holler back at 202-588-0893. Now, just because they make certain clothes for certain size people, you know that you evolve whatever with stress or whatever. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that, babe. It's really important to know that you know that's not right. I started to be able to fit pants that I couldn't fit. I'm so proud of myself. Like I had this pair of jeans that I couldn't fit. So my goal now is to get into the other pair of jeans. And they're like $100 pair of jeans. And I'm determined to get in those. I can't do nothing about the booty. In my family, the booty just grows and it just master side. It just...
As long as y'all don't be like me, buy $500 worth of clothes and then you couldn't wear it and I had to give them away.
No.
No. I lost so much weight. I had bought all these clothes.
Oh, big man clothes, yeah.
I went out stepping. You got to understand what I gave to so others may eat. That dude, when he saw the bag, he said, man, damn, if I was smaller, I could wear this to the club myself. And I said, yeah, I get it, brother. But I wanted the big men to have it because the other place wanted to sell it. I said, no. These brothers need to be able to feel comfortable going to the work, to the club, and hang out and go on a date. Yeah, so let me give them the stuff that I would rock. And when he saw all the jackets and jeans and shirts and the shoes, I said, yeah, brother, it's complete outfits.
Now, something that I do have a concern about, we can talk about it during this show or we can talk about it next show, but how the United States takes care of their cancer patients, their kidney patients. Why is colon cancer so silent? And I look at the ingredients that's within our food, our processed food, and what's triggering these things that's not happening in other countries, and no one's talking about it.
But you know what else, though? What? I've also noticed, just talking about health, yes, food plays a lot, but it's also pollution, the stuff that's in the air.
I think it's stress. You got to check in on the phone.
About the stress.
You got to respond to an email.
Because of work-life balance and not having any balance, not sleeping. And something else I've noticed.
What?
Buying furniture and furniture or certain pieces of equipment and starting to see these warning labels like warning, there's this furniture has whatever in it and it can cause cancer. And I'm like, if you know that it can cause cancer, why is it in the furniture?
Because it looks
why
good,
is it in this? And it's like, they didn't even explain what it was so that you could, opt out of, buying whatever it is. You just see this warning. Like I got I think I had I got a sofa, and I saw that, or like a fan, and I'm like, well, what is this? I don't want to get cancer. Like, how am I supposed to be avoiding something if I don't even know what specifically it is to avoid it? And so it's like, even if you're eating healthy, if the air around you is bad, if the soil is bad, if the stuff that you're putting on your body is bad, like
we had a discussion.
I
think you want to show. I can't remember, but Fox 5, Yancey, not Sean Yancey, but the original Yancey was doing an interview with the commissioner of Chinatown, and the name of the show was called Dog Juice. Basically, dog is a form of poultry. So you notice they say poultry, they won't say chicken. And that's something that in Chinatown in D.C., you could have been eating dog meat because that's a form of poultry. So all these people making jokes about cats when the whole time we were eating dog. And I think at the end of the day, you look at your laws, it's legal to kill a dog and eat its meat because it is a form of poultry. You understand what I'm saying? And it's fluffy meat. It's fluffy meat
it's
and it's
so
all white.
Messed up but listen, they don't tell people.
But this is the thing, Sean. They also use the blood, and they use it as a preservative mixture, as a colorant for some of their sauces. So you've been going to Chinatown, you've been going to certain places. So Yancey had asked the commissioner why it would be nice if we knew what we were eating. And the commissioner didn't say much at all. This was aired, I think, let's give it maybe 15 years ago.
I'm about to say, yeah.
It's called Dog Juice, and it was on nighttime 10 o'clock news, and then that morning they played it the first 4 o'clock hour, and then they didn't play anymore. And I think it was unfair to us as consumers that we don't get to know what we're eating, and it's really important. So I had gotten, moving forward, I was running this joint in Chinatown, sent my assistant over to get us some Chinese fried rice, right? Came back, had about 9-10 roaches in it. Fried up, big roaches, little roaches, teeny roaches. But what I'm saying is,
that's what they eat.
When you go out here, no, they just. What I'm saying is, when you go out here and you eat, you're telling yourself you don't love your body. You need to go home and cook your food and show appreciation to the stove, the gas, the electric, the refrigerator. Stop getting comfortable with these restaurants. Now, I'm not bashing. I have friends that own businesses and restaurants. But why would you eat there every day? Because you're too lazy to either meal prep, so you can throw it in the microwave when you get home, even though microwaves are not good, but at least it's better. Or use your air fryer, prep your fish, or whatever. By the time you come in the house, throw the meat in there while you get in the shower and change your clothes and eat. Oh, I don't have time for that. But you know how to scroll on this phone. You can scroll all night on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, but you don't have time to eat the proper food.
But you know what though? I do want to
cook your food.
I want to add to that. It also depends on where you live at, because there are food deserts are a real thing. Like, so for some places in the United States, they don't have access to certain things. I'm talking about
right here in the United States.
Well, no, here's DC.
I don't care.
There's
not even
spaces,
DC. You go to grocery store.
Yeah, but I'm in the food desert because I had a friend call me one day for lunch, and she was coming from a client house, said, Dave, can we go grab some to eat? Now, I'm thinking of places I know where to go, but I'm thinking 10, 15 minutes from where we are. She wanted to be able to get to it within 5, and then we'd be eating in 10. I'm like, that's not going to happen here because you know where we are. There's more liquor stores and carryouts on the edge of the city than it is actual groceries, not groceries.
And it's intentional.
Now, this is why I say to you, like, how I ended up in Golden Corral last night, because as I'm dropping a friend off, and I'm looking like, wait a minute, I don't want to go over there because that's got that stuff. I don't want to go to this place, but the place I wanted to go eat at was closed. That makes the food fresh. So I said, dang, it's almost 8 o'clock. Where am I going to go? And then I kept driving, and next thing I know, I ended up over there by the stadium, and I said, you know what? Wegmans is going to be too much for what I need, and I want it done right, and I just cut right over to Golden Corral.
What? Stop. I'm putting you in timeout. Golden Corral is not healthier than anything.
No, I didn't say it was. I just said Wegmans wasn't going to make it right.
It was what wasn't going to make what right.
Because they don't put no flavor in. They don't put nothing to it.
That's when you get the seasonings and you put them in your cupboard in your house, right. But and you cook the food.
No, I'm telling you, I'm with you on that. But like I said, so these people who are busy and do stuff so they don't feel like they fall off. This is the solution to not falling off, is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not saying do it every day or other opportunity. I said this is so that you don't fall off. How often do you cook, Dave? Like almost every day. Because I got to do it for my family as well as myself.
I'm not judging him because I'm not a cook.
You know what I'm saying?
I tell
people.
But I bake. Now, let's be clear. People, if you're not... And again, I'm a clean type person. I don't like to mess in my kitchen. Like, once I clean my kitchen, it stays like that. But you know what I do? You got the air fryers and you got an oven. You can bake all day long.
I got an air fryers are really good.
Right.
So I'm going to play with that tomorrow.
That's so again, good. There's a lot of recipes for air fryers.
It was the only choice at that time of night, last night, that didn't have a crowd. Because even Chick-fil-A, still at 8 o'clock when I drove by, they had a whole circus.
Chick-fil-A has changed too, because their chicken, the one where I'm at in Columbia, and I can't remember if it's the Clarksville one or the Columbia Mall. I used to get chicken from them, and I was like, I know that this is chicken. Now,
why would you even eat? I'm telling a lot of women, I'm looking at women and so forth, stop eating all this chicken because no matter if you black, white, Latino, brown, burgundy, all of our bellies start to hang the same way.
Bingo.
But all you know what else happens with that though?
Well, it's the injections.
It's stress too.
No, it's not just stress, baby girl. That's just stupid. What I'm talking about is chicken.
I mean, no, but what I'm saying is like...
What we eat is bread and chicken. Bread and chicken. And then all of us, you see Latino women now, they got this booty like mine, but then they got the belly that's hanging over it. And then you see what they consume. Half of the meals that we get is chicken. And then when I had gallstones, and then when I had the fibroids and so forth, and then I'm like, I'm working out and I'm exercising, but why is my belly like this? She says, what are you eating? And they did this list. You're eating too much chicken
with the hormones, but why I also say that stress is it because especially the demographic that you're talking about, black and brown women, like stress. Usually they're in high stress environments, whether it's their home, whether it's work. So it's like it's a perfect storm for their bodies.
Gym. I went to start to go get the gym membership, right? All these skinny people, walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be there.
big people at the front now.
Well, you know
'Cause
what?
they're smart. They
I'm
realize
going.
you need to mix.
I'm doing
Yeah.
4 miles. I'm doing my 4 miles, 4 days a week.
Would you want me to give away my secrets that I did, that I told you about before to your audience?
Who was it?
Basically, like I told my
No,
coach.
no stripper pole. Don't tell that to
No,
people
watch
on
the
there.
magic though.
The magic
I
stripper
work
pole.
with people who do that for a living, and
He
what
was
they
an
talk
extra
about
on Magic Mike.
is the extra strength that they have, right, to do those moves. Oh, he's
Are you
not
talking
there.
about? I know that's how. At first, like what? But I was like,
No,
knowing you, I'm like,
right. Well, I actually was one of the guys.
Oh, we
who
got a
first,
caller. Let's take this caller real
Good.
quick.
You'll tell them who I was.
Yeah. Yo, who's this? Hey, Jude. How you doing? What's up, Jude?
Hey, Jude. There you go. Mm-hmm.
What's this mushroom? What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get this turkey-tailed mushrooms drink from?
Mm-hmm. Hey Jude, I actually got one for you, brother, because my acupuncturist turned me on to it. It's called spiritofhealthkc.com. And they got me on a plant-based protein and testosterone booster that I didn't really think was going to work because, you know, you probably can't tell because of my voice, but I was almost 400 pounds. I'm like the linebacker that you would hate to meet on the football field. But when he gave me that, my strength came back. And again, they have everything you're talking about with the mushrooms and everything. So, if, like you're saying, it's called spiritofhealthkc.com. And it has all the plant-based stuff so that you don't have to worry about the stuff. So when you said that, that just reminded me of what they had on there. And then when he said, no, I'm going to get you the plant-based stuff, so my doctor was worried about it, being type 2 diabetic, would that be a problem with my sugars? And
Spirit of Health KC?
Spiritofhealthkc.com. And they have stuff, supplements for both men and women, because they understand the distinction between the female anatomy and the male anatomy. And then again, they have all the plant-based stuff. And I thought it was going to be like a placebo. I didn't mind. I spent the $60, like he said. But by day 2, I was able to pick up my 52-pound kettlebell like it was only 10. And that had been something I hadn't been able to do for 2 years.
Hey, Jude. So you still drinking this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yikes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I'm glad you said genocide because here's the thing: it's internal, especially in our community. I don't know your ethnicity, but just to tell you, in the black and brown community, it's generational because we have our grandparents and great grandparents who came up on collard greens and all the stuff that they used to grow that later became negative food, and that it was never properly addressed until like maybe the early 2000s for us. Which now you're talking about almost 50, 60 years of living in America, eating this food like fatback, hogs, mogs, and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what people are saying, and that's a good word culturally because we're thinking, oh, that's part of our culture, man. We're gonna do that.
But you know what? Also, for some of those foods, that's all that they had access to,
Well, and that's
then
what
it
I'm
just
saying earlier,
becomes,
right.
you know, traditional.
And again,
then,
our poverty line has grown high, lower than most countries. You know what I'm saying? But that's the other thing people don't think about. So when he just said culture, it hit like and genocide. I say yeah because now it's self. What's the word I'm gonna say? Self. Yes, that's it. Because people, it's self-inflicted. Because people are doing it to
Yeah.
themselves now. You got no choice. Like I said a minute ago, even though, like I said about my friend coming to me and how I ended up at Golden Corral or Wegmans some nights, is because again I knew that I can go there, but I had to
See,
buy
when
15
he says
minutes
Golden
ago.
Corral, I just look at him real
But
quick.
it's
Yeah.
intentional though. It's not an accident.
No,
you know, like
but by with the situation that I'm in, if I want to get something to drink from a liquor store, guess how close the liquor store is to my apartment?
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's
It is
intentional.
literally
The way that they
a
build those
block up.
communities.
Yeah, and I can look out the side, but guess what's next to the liquor store? The kidney dialysis center.
Wow. It's a one-stop shop. One-stop shop.
Yes, brother. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Now,
yeah.
so now you get it. So here's the problem where I'm at. Across the street is Maryland, and the other side is DC. Right? People would use the excuse to come up to go to both liquor stores because you can pay your numbers on the Maryland side and the DC side all at the same time by my spot. Get you a pork chop dinner. Go to the 7-Eleven, get you the Slurpees, and then come down the street and then you see somebody at the kidney dialysis center.
And it's unfortunate.
And 2 blocks is all I'm talking about near my apartment. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Jude, do you
Wow.
mind me asking how old you are? You're young.
Go ahead, brother.
And do you mind me asking you where you're from? Okay. I tried. Nice. Nice.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Nah, chicken is not healthier for you at all. Period. Hands down. If you eat it in moderation and you've had chicken this week and you had it Wednesday, you don't eat it again Saturday, then eat it again Sunday. You know what I'm saying? When I
had
learned that
chicken
where
6 this
women
morning.
get the whiskers and stuff from and the little hairs, all the stuff that they eat, and with chicken, 8 injections they give it so it can have a shelf life for the market, and then to go to your house and sit in the freezer.
And that's what's sad. But that's why I like farmers markets.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, some of this stuff is really good.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
No.
That's a good point, though.
You know what can make you sick too, Jude? People can make you sick. People can make you overweight. People can give you headaches and raise your blood pressure. People can make you second guess your existence and so forth. So we need to stop checking in with the people. I think people make us sick.
Oh, no question.
I know a lot of people that make me sick.
I just left my family to figure
Like
that
as soon
out,
as soon as I see them, I get palpitations. My right eye just starts to jump. My left eye gets bigger. Like it's quick. It happens really fast.
I was running late. I had to have a conversation with somebody because she didn't realize where her tone was taking me with the stress levels. And I said, "What you're doing is you're saying F everything when I talk to you." And I'm like, "Why are we doing that?" Yeah. When I'm talking to you calmly and you're talking about somebody else, that's the conversation you got to hold for that person. If you can't hold your breath,
too bad you can't take like a can of Lysol or a can and just spray that person.
Just a water bottle.
Oh, I do. So I got that in my truck everywhere
like the Jetsons, and you spray it. It's like ding.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I spray it on.
But no, it's a holistic thing. Yeah,
I keep energy. Lysol in my truck, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No. Hey, Jude, your girl mastered it. I am so cool that I have disconnected from toxic people. See, I'm a Cancer, so I can go into my shell and be perfectly fine. Yeah. And I'm just saying, it was the best thing for me. I don't feel sick anymore.
Yeah.
You know, just because you're related to people don't mean you have to deal with them. And we all want to make this kumbaya moment, making it seem like we have to have family. You know, there's a part in life when once you are an adult, you know, you can check in on your parents and so forth, but you don't have to check in with family members. That's a choice. If you want to check in with them about your life and then they trying to tell you what to do, oh, I'm disappointed because we always thought you were going to do this and do that, that's what can make you sick.
Yeah, it's that energy transference. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are awesome, Jude. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year, my friend. I appreciate you.
Brother. Come on back.
Well, it's WPFW 89.3 FM. It's the Hollaback Show. Me, DJ Candy Crush. My girl Jus and Dave, the O, is on the building, in the building, all that good stuff. Talking about good health and so forth. I think you can go to the gym all day, but if you're not eating properly, and I'm not saying but there's some things that you just should eat. Period. It's not saying that you can't enjoy your food, but what if you ate raw? Hold on. If you ate a piece of meat and you didn't season it, you didn't season, you just ate it. It's nasty. What you're eating is the seasonings that are put on the meat. So check this.
With them girls cooking?
Nah, check this out.
I don't know where these girls come from. How they getting on this thing?
They're crazy. But this my thing is, I grew up on falafel. I grew up on swine. I grew up on certain fishes and so forth. There was no such thing as tilapia. So let's stop playing with a bottom feeder fish. If you don't go fishing for tilapia, just stop it. Stop buying it. Pay attention. This is why you have this thing called Google, and you have the internet where you can do your research and do your checks and balances. I encourage everyone, all our listeners, because the dialogue may change when we come back on after this break for DJ Candy Crush, because she's about to do this dope mix. And when we come back, the narrative may change some, but I want you to really tap into doing some self-love for yourself, because those people that you're worried about, they're not going anywhere. They'll be there doing the same thing, looking the same way, smelling the same way, talking the same stuff when you come back. That could be months, that could be weeks, that could be years. Self-love. Dedicate to making sure that you can celebrate the life to the fullest and have good health. Care about those kidneys and that colon and all that stuff. U.S. got to do better in taking care of its citizens. But we'll be back. I'm about to give it to DJ Candy Crush. She about to do her little jam session. It's going to be dope. It's going to be hot. It's going to be sick. You're going to lose your mind. How about this? You're in your house, right? Get up and get ready to dance a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Make that body work.
And then make the face. And then sweat. And I don't care if you're butt naked and you want to just jam, like celebrate you. Celebrate the new you. Because it's not about just this. It's about all the attributes of celebrating a new life. And we have many lives to live. I'm going to give it to DJ Candy Crush. We'll be back.
Make it
right?
good, DJ.
Holla.
That's my DJ.
Oh, my God. What people
How much do I
have?
owe you?
Huh?
How much do I owe you?
$8 million.
$100,000 million.
I just want to make sure I didn't get her in trouble.
I might have. We'll see. She may